Consider, if you will, Ed Loyce, an ordinary man in the quiet town of Pikeville, where the hum of daily life drowns out the whispers of something sinister. Tonight, he steps from the familiar into a shadow cast by the unknown, where reality bends and the truth is a stranger. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a place where the ordinary becomes the uncanny. Welcome to SL Tonight. Ed Loyce was tired, bone tired, after a long day fixing TVs in his shop. All he wanted was a quiet drive home, a hot meal, maybe a beer. Pikeville was that kind of town, small, predictable, safe. But as he pulled into town square, something stopped him cold. Hanging from a lamppost, right in the center of town, was a man, a dead man, strung up by his neck, face purple, eyes bulging, swaying in the evening breeze. Ed's hand gripped the wheel. Who was this man? Why was he there? Pikeville didn't have lynchings. This wasn't the Wild West. He looked around, expecting panic, police, anything. But the square was calm. Too calm. People walked by, shoppers, kids, couples, chatting, laughing, not one glancing up at the body. No one cared. Ed got out of his truck, legs unsteady. The air felt heavy, long. He approached the lamppost, stomach churning. The man's suit was torn, shoes scuffled. He wasn't from Pikeville. Ed would have known him. In a town this small, everyone knows everyone. He turned to a woman passing by, arms full of groceries. Excuse me, what's going on here? Who is that? She smiled, barely looking. Oh, don't worry about it. It's been taken care of. Her voice was flat, cheerful in a way that chilled him. Taken care of? Ed stammered. There's a dead man hanging there. She shrugged and walked on. He tried a man in a suit, briefcase in hand. Hey, you see that? What happened? Nothing to see, the man said, eyes sliding past the body. Just keep moving. Ed's heart pounded. Was he losing it? He ran to the police station, burst through the door. There's a body in the square, he shouted. Commissioner Jenkins looked up from his desk, chewing a sandwich. Yeah, we know, Ed. It's under control, he said, voice slow, unbothered. Under control? Ed yelled. He's dead! Who did this? Jenkins leaned back, eyes cold. Don't ask questions, Ed. Go home. Be with your family. Ed stumbled back to the street. The body still hung there, swaying. Nobody cared. Nobody saw. He drove home, mind racing. Was this a prank? Was he crazy? At home, his wife Janet was in the kitchen, humming. The kids, Don and Jimmy, sat at the table, coloring. Everything seemed normal. Too normal. Janet, Ed said, voice shaking, did you hear about anything in town? A body? She didn't look up from the stove. No, dear. Everything's fine. Dinner's almost ready. Her voice was calm. Too calm. Ed grabbed her shoulders. Janet, there's a man hanging in the square. Dead. She smiled, eyes empty. You're tired, Ed. Sit down. Eat. Kids didn't react, just kept coloring, their crayons scratching in unison. Ed backed away. Something was wrong with them, with everyone. He slipped out the garage, grabbed a flashlight, and headed back to the square. He needed answers. In the dark, the square was silent. The body still hanging, lit by a single street lamp. Ed shone his flashlight up. The man's face, it wasn't human. Not anymore. His eyes were too big, too black, like a bug's. His mouth hung open and something moved inside, something alive, writhing. Ed's breath caught. The sound filled the air, a buzzing, like a swarm of insects growing louder, closer. He staggered back, flashlight shaking. Above, in the dark sky, shapes moved, huge, insect-like forms, their wings humming. They weren't human. They weren't from Pikeville. They weren't from Earth. And the townspeople, Janet, Jenkins, the kids, they weren't themselves anymore. They'd been taken, replaced, controlled. Ed ran, heart hammering, the buzzing chasing him. He thought of the hanging stranger, the one who didn't belong. Was he a warning, a mistake, or was he the last human in Pikeville, strung up for resisting? Ed didn't know, but as he fled into the night, one truth burned clear. He was next. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we leave Ed Loyce, a man who saw too much in a town that saw nothing at all. In Pikeville, conformity is king, and questions are a death sentence. A lesson for us all, perhaps, in the shadows of SL tonight.